There are many terms that have been used to describe the real estate market over the past 2 years. Hot, crazy, insane, out of control, bonkers, and bananas, just to name a few. But as we move forward into this new market, there's only one word that comes to mind, and that word is weird. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. As always, I am Bill Olson, your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor. And that's right, as we move into this new market in 2023, 2024, the only thing I can think of how to explain what could happen is things are going to get weird. Things are going to get strange because we are headed into uncharted territory. Now, if you've spent an ounce of time on YouTube, which I'm assuming you have because that's where you're watching this video, that you have been inundated with videos about the housing crash. The market is going to crash. Values are going to go down to zero and the sky is falling and it's the end of the world. It's just like 2008, 9, and 10, right? If you've seen those, like, give me a thumbs up down there if you've seen those. If you haven't seen one, give me a thumbs down because I'm really curious if you haven't been delivered those videos because they're everywhere. This is not that video. We're going to look back at 2008. We're going to compare it to 2020 and 2021 and how those differences are taking us into this uncharted territory that is going to make things pretty strange. All right, so let's go back in time. Some of you might not want to, but we're going to go back to the housing market of 2006, 2007. We're going to take a homeowner. Let's call him Harry. Harry the homeowner sounds like a good name to me. Harry buys his first home. Now, Harry gets an incredible rate. We'll call it 3%. Now, Harry is super excited about this 3% rate that he tells all of his friends. His friends go to the same lender. They all get 3% interest rates. Their mortgage payment is super low and they're all extremely excited. Well, what they failed to realize is that they got a subprime adjustable rate mortgage. So while they have this 3% rate, then what happens? Rates tick up and they keep going up. Well, these 3% rates now become 7, 8, 9, 10% rates. Now, because they had that adjustable rate mortgage, what was affordable to them in the beginning, well, now is beyond their means and they're unable to pay their mortgage. What happens when you're unable to pay your mortgage? Well, you get foreclosed upon. So because of this, they were forced to sell their homes. Now that is a word I want you to remember. It will come back in play. Forced. They were forced to sell their homes because they could no longer pay for them. And because of this, we had supply that skyrocketed and demand that plummeted. That caused the crash. Now, let's fast forward to 2020 and 2021. Harry and his friends are all back on their feet. Interest rates have gone back down to 3%. Now, they are more educated and aware of what's going on, but now homes are affordable for them again. So they all buy a home again at a 3% interest rate. The difference being, instead of a subprime adjustable rate mortgage, they now have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 3%. So that payment will not change. Now, here is where it's different. If the rates go up, which, surprise, they did, unless you've been living under a rock, you know this. But Harry and his friends, they still have a 3% interest rate. Their payment has not changed. What does that mean? They can still afford that house. They are no longer forced to sell. And because of that, they can now truly be excited about their 3%. But it is because they are not forced to sell is where it makes the market weird. Because not only are they not forced to sell, they actually have no reason to sell. And even if they did want to sell, it wouldn't be very justifiable for them because, again, their rate would go from 3% to 6.5% or 7%, and the values of homes have changed drastically over the last 2 years. So they are going to greatly elevate their mortgage payment, their expenses every month. And this is something that they just don't want to do. So in the past, forced to sell, supply up, demand low. Now, what we don't know what is going to happen is, as we've seen these interest rates go up, we've definitely seen that demand. The number of buyers has plummeted, and we've seen supply start to tick up. We're not back to where we normally are, but it has gone up from its rock bottom position. But everyone who bought over the last 2 years, now that they get to keep those lower interest rates, while demand has gone down, what we could see is instead of supply going up, it could either level out, but there's also the possibility that supply goes down as well. So if we have supply and demand decreasing at the same rate, the difference between the supply and demand is actually the same. Or if that supply keeps going down, if rates go down again a little bit and we start getting more buyers in the market, then the supply could actually drop faster than the demand, which is going to make that gap a lot tighter. And if that happens, then what happens in this market? Well, if the last 2 years have taught us anything, demand outpaced supply. So then what happens in the market? Well, we still have fewer buyers because demand is lower. But if supply goes down, then we have fewer buyers fighting over fewer homes. So we're going to start seeing more bidding wars. I don't think it's going to get crazy back to like it was earlier this year or last year with coming 50 grand out of pocket as is, no appraisal, no contingencies, just buy the home. Is it a possibility? Yeah, but I don't think it's going to get that extreme. But it's definitely going to add in competition to the buyers. And because there's less inventory, even though the demand is going to be close to the supply, sellers are still going to have to prepare their homes more so than they did the past 2 years in order to be one of these that gets all the attention from the buyers. Now, this is all uncharted territory, and why it's getting weird is because really anything could happen here. Sellers aren't forced to sell, and so we could see supply to continue to go up, level off, or drop. Interest rates just dropped. What's going to happen there? Are we going to see more buyers come into the market, or are buyers going to continue to drop off because rates are still in the sixes? There are just too many variables right now to actually predict what's going to happen. So things might get a little weird for a little bit. So what does this mean to you if you're buying or selling a home? Well, if you're buying, just be prepared, have your ducks in a row, be ready to just offer your best offer right off the bat. Don't think you're going to be the only offer in there. You might be able to do some negotiating, but at the same time, I think you need to come in strong and not think that you're the only one, because there's a good chance that another offer could come in on that home. Now, if you're a seller, what you need to do, you still need to prepare your home for the market. I mean, 2 years ago, earlier this year, you just need to put a sign in your yard. I talked about this in another video. You can watch that if you want. But really, you need to make sure that you're putting your best product forward, because if you're not, buyers are going to pass up on your home. It's going to take a lot longer to sell than it is right now. And, getting your home fully ready, just like in a normal market, like that is the best thing that you can do. Attract the few buyers that are out there. Let them fight over your house before they fight over your neighbor's house. So what do you think is going to happen? Is demand going to keep going down and supply up? Is supply going to level off? Is supply going to drop? Are we going to get back into what we were earlier this year? Do you think it's going to be that extreme, or is it just going to be so minor that no one really notices it and everyone's going to continue making their housing crash videos? So let us know down in the comments what you think. And while you're at it, I think what the kids are saying nowadays is to smash that subscribe button, which you don't really have to do. You can just gently tap it. It does the exact same thing. Just make sure you ring the bell next to it. You'll get notified when I put out all these awesome videos that I make just for people like you. And as always, if you're looking to sell or buy anywhere in the greater Charleston area, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can hit me up at info@livinginchs.com, or I'm going to drop all of my contact information down below. Text, call, email, hit me up on social media, or throw up the smoke signals, and I will answer any questions that you have. Check out this video right here. I think you're really going to love it as the next one, and I will see you on the next video.